Rev up your engines!
BMW isn't bringing them to the United States anymore. They're 3 Series wagon. The Europeans, now, they basically call them estate salons. They don't call them station wagons. They call them estate salons. They're popular in Europe. I was in England. Heck, some of the police cars were even those. The ones that had special canine units and stuff. They were using the BMW station wagons. They want to sell a lot of SUVs in the United States, not station wagons. Now, when I was a young mechanic, and even a few decades ago, they sold a lot of station wagons in the United States, all companies. And then they decided, let's push these SUVs. We'll charge more for them. They're basically just a more stylistic version of them. So a lot of the station wagons have pulled out of the United States. They didn't sell all that many of many ways. I mean, it's BMW. They only make a certain amount of cars, you know, pretty high dollar cars. I was kind of sad when Toyota stopped selling the station wagons in the United States because a lot of customers had them. I used to have a Camry station wagon. That was a great car. My 2 kids learned how to drive on it. Ended up selling a Camry station wagon to a girl who joined the Peace Corps, went to California. I never saw it again. But the BMWs, well, they're not bringing them in now. It's probably more marketing than anything else. They didn't sell enough to make enough money, and they'd rather sell SUVs and luxury cars here in the States. Zero Gravity 199. Scotty, I'm really interested in the 2015 Chrysler 300 purchase in the far future. It's a good idea. No, it's a very bad idea. Those are terrible cars. All my customers with them, they liked them in the beginning because they were fast and zippy and drove around. I've seen engine blocks crack and blow rods. Automatic transmissions go out. I've seen the air conditioning break. I've seen the electronics fail. They are pieces of junk as they age. You don't want to buy one of those cars. Yeah, they're fast. They got a big engine, but they are not well built. And sure, you can get a used one cheap, but you get them cheap because the stupid things are poorly made and they have all kinds of problems. Alex F. says, hey, Scotty, it's not so much a question, but I made a video on why I think you're a genius. I hope you watch. You said that Trump was going to allow 15% ethanol in the gasoline to help the farmers, and that's exactly what he just signed into law. I'm not a genius. It's just common sense. Okay? He wants to get reelected, right? And the farmers are always whining. Well, 10% ethanol was the limit. By bumping it up to 15% ethanol, that means that they can sell, what? 50% practically more corn to make ethanol. Now, who knows what's going to happen if you have a normal car that's got 15% ethanol instead of 10% ethanol. Maybe it'll create a problem. He doesn't know anything about cars. He just wants to get reelected. So he wants all those farmers that make corn be happy making a profit. So there's only straight logic on that one. Who knows what's going to happen in the future, though? Maybe it'll end up wiping out a lot of cars with 15% ethanol. But I knew he was going to do it because he wants to get reelected and make the farmers happy. Christian Stadley says, Scotty, I'm a huge fan. I got a 96 Ford 450. 7.3 power stroke automatic. Would this thing last? I know they had some problems with the engines. Find out what kind of an engine you put in. If you put in a factory rebuilt engine, generally it's going to be good for 100,000 something miles, sometimes 200,000 or 300,000 miles. If the factory rebuilt one. If it was just a junkyard one where the guy just got a junkyard engine and threw it in, who knows how long that'll last. I wouldn't give that much for something like that. But if you got an actual factory rebuilt engine, hey, those diesel engines can last a really long time. And if you don't pay much for it, I mean, if a new one's 50 grand, you get a used one for, 10, 12, 13 or something, and it does have a new engine in it, it can last a long time. Roger Coon says, I got this misfire in my '07 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. It only misfires at highway speeds over higher speed. You get a high-speed misfire. That's when it's under more of a load. Now, you want to check the more obvious things. It's an '07, so it's got a good data stream inside. What you want to do is, you pay a guy like me to put his dealer-level scan tool on, take it for a road test on a highway. When it misfires, we have a little button we push, and the computer always memorizes the last 45 seconds of data. When it starts misfiring, we push that button, and then it holds the last 45 seconds of data. So even if I was slow and stupid, and I pushed the button 10 seconds after it started to misfire, it would still have 35 seconds of that misfire data. Then I would play the misfire data back and I'd see where the problem was. Could be a fuel injector, could be ignition club, it could even be valve springs. Some engines, when they have weak valve springs, once you get to the higher RPMs and the springs are weak, they will misfire on only the weak ones. So it would have things like misfire on only cylinder number 3, which would mean that it could be bad valve springs only on the cylinder number 3. It can get complicated, but anybody who's got brains and good scan tools like me can figure that stuff out. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.